In a peaceful little town not far from the countryside lived a young boy named Tom. Life was simple and sweet there, with green trees lining quiet streets and neighbors who always shared a smile. Tom lived in a cozy blue house with his parents and his little sister. A beautiful garden bloomed behind their home, and a narrow road in front led straight to his school. Of all the things in the world, Tom loved his bicycle the most. It was red, a bit old, and showed a few specks of rust, but to Tom, it was perfect. It was a gift from his father on his 10th birthday, and from that day on, it became his constant companion. Took him to school, to the park, and on errands for his mom. That old red bicycle was his ticket to freedom and pure, simple joy. Tom was a responsible owner. Every weekend, he would carefully wash it, check the tires, the brakes, and the chain. He firmly believed that if you take care of something, it will take care of you in return. One bright sunny morning, Tom set off for school earlier than usual. The sun cast a soft golden glow. Birds were chirping their morning songs, and a cool breeze brushed against his face. Feeling wonderfully happy and relaxed, he started pedaling a little faster than he normally would. His mind was on the day ahead. He had a math test, but he wasn't worried at all. He felt prepared and confident. Then, suddenly, the peaceful morning was shattered. Crack! A loud, sharp sound echoed through the quiet street. The bicycle jolted violently, and the pedals froze. Tom wobbled for a second, but managed to keep his balance and stop safely. His heart began to pound in his chest. He hopped off and looked down, and his stomach sank. The chain was broken. It lay on the dusty road, twisted and covered in grime. His beloved bicycle was completely still. Tom's cheerful smile vanished instantly. "Oh no," he whispered to himself, a wave of panic washing over him. "This can't be happening today." He immediately tried to fix it himself. He propped up the bike and attempted to loop the chain back onto the gears. His hands quickly became black with oil and dirt. But no matter how many times he tried, how carefully he positioned it, the chain just wouldn't stay. It kept slipping off. Frustration and exhaustion began to set in. He scanned the road, hoping to see a familiar face, but there was no one in sight. The school still seemed so far away. Defeated, he sat down on the curb beside his broken bike and let out a long, deep sigh. The worry of being late for his test was bad enough, but the sadness of seeing his favorite possession broken was even worse. After a few quiet, lonely minutes, Tom heard the soft crunch of footsteps approaching. He looked up to see an old man walking slowly toward him. The man had kind eyes that crinkled at the corners, silvery gray hair, and he carried a small bag slung over his shoulder. He stopped when he reached Tom and looked down with a gentle expression. "You look troubled, young boy," the old man said, his voice soft and soothing. "What seems to be the problem?" Tom stood up, his hope flickering back to life. A key pointed a grimy finger at his bicycle. "My bicycle is broken," he explained, his voice trembling slightly. "The chain came off, and I tried to fix it, but I just can't." The old man nodded with a look of deep understanding. "I see," he said. "When I was your age, I fixed many bicycles just like this one." He knelt down beside the bike, his old joints creaking a little. He opened his bag and, to Tom's surprise, took out a small set of tools. Tom watched in silence, a growing sense of relief washing over him. The old man worked with a slow, deliberate patience. He cleaned the dirty chain with a rag from his bag, carefully adjusted the wheel, and tightened some loose parts Tom hadn't even noticed. His hands, though old, moved with the steady confidence of long experience. As he worked, he spoke in that same soft, gentle voice. "You know," he said, not looking up from his task, "life is a lot like a bicycle. Sometimes it breaks down unexpectedly. The chain falls off and you feel stuck. But with a little bit of patience, and sometimes a little help from others, you can always get it moving again." After a few more minutes of careful work, the old man stood up and wiped his hands. He gave Tom a warm, reassuring smile. "There," he said. "Try it now." Tom cautiously climbed back onto the seat and pushed down on a pedal. It moved. The wheels turned smoothly, the chain held firm, and the bicycle was working perfectly again. Tom's face lit up, his eyes shining with pure happiness and gratitude. "It works. It really works," he exclaimed, his voice filled with excitement. "Thank you. Thank you so much.